Good morning, class. How are you today? That's good to hear. Before we begin, let me ask you a question. Have you ever shared a funny, embarrassing, or unforgettable experience with your friends? If your answer is yes, then you have already done a simple form of narrative writing. And today, we are going to learn about narrative writing and how we can turn our experience and imagination into meaningful stories. So our learning objectives is that by the end of this lesson, you are expected to identify the five elements of narrative writing, which is the character, setting, plot, conflict, and theme. Next is explain the importance of each element in the story. And the last one is write a short narrative paragraph using the elements of a narrative. But before we proceed to our discussion, let's have a short and fun activity called Jumble Word. I will show you some scrambled letters and your task is to arrange them to form the correct word. The words are related to our lesson for today. Let's start with the first one. Take a few seconds to think about it. Did you get it? Alright, the correct answer is character. Let's try the next one. That's right. The correct answer is setting. How about the last one? Very good. The correct answer is faction. Now, what do these words have in common? Correct. These are the important elements of a story. And today, we will learn how these elements help us write a good narrative. What comes to your mind when you hear the word narrative? So, narrative writing is a type of writing that tells a story. It could be based on real experiences or imagination. The main purpose of this narrative writing is to entertain, inform, or share a meaningful experience to the audience or the readers. There are five elements of narrative writing. First, we have the character. Second is the setting. Third is the plot. And fourth is the conflict. And fifth is the theme. Let's start first with the character. These are the people, animals, or figures in a story. The main character is usually the one who faces the problem. The second is the setting. This tells us what and when the story happens. The third one is the plot. The plot is a sequence of events in the story. It usually has first is the beginning. Beginning, it is where the story starts. Rising action, it is where the problem develops. Climax, it is the most exciting and intense part of the story. And next is the falling action. Falling action, it is the events after the climax. And the last one is the resolution. So resolution, it is how the problem is solved in the story. Next is the conflict. Conflict is the problem or challenge that the character must overcome. So there are four types of conflict. First, we have the man versus man versus self, man versus society, and man versus nature. And the last one is the theme. The theme is the lesson or message of the story. For example, in the fairy tale Cinderella, Cinderella is the main character, and the setting is her home and the palace. And the conflict is how she is treated unfairly by her step family. And the climax, it happens at the royal ball, and the resolution is when her life changes for the better. The theme teaches us kindness and hope. And when writing a narrative, remember to use descriptive words, show emotions, organize events clearly, and lastly, include dialogue when needed. And to check if you really understand our discussion, it's time for the activity. Your task is write one short narrative paragraph, 5 to 7 sentences about a personal or imagined experience. Your paragraph should include the basic elements of narrative, which are the characters, plot, setting, theme, and conflict. And also, make sure that your paragraph has a clear beginning, middle, and ending. Use complete sentences and proper grammar. The criteria for grading is we have the Description points. So first we have the narrative elements. So it includes character, setting, conflict, climax, and resolution. Consists of 5 points. Organization. Paragraph has a clear beginning, middle, and ending. 5 points. Clarity and creativity. Ideas are clear, interesting, and easy to understand. 5 points. Grammar and mechanics. The correct grammar, spelling, punctuation, which is also 5 points. The total of 20 points. So again, narrative writing allows us to express ourselves and connect with others through stories. And to end our discussion, I would like to leave you with a quote. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you by Maya Angelou. This quote reminds us that everyone has a story to tell, and writing is a powerful way to express our experiences and ideas with others. Thank you, everyone, and see you in our next discussion. Bye bye!